Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment of our program is brought to you by A.G. Hines Company. If you are building in East Tennessee or anywhere in Tennessee, you have to build for wet weather. We get 12 more inches of rain here per year than the U.S. average. We get more rain on average than Seattle. A.G. Hines Company has the materials to waterproof your basement and your foundation. Call or stop by this week. They not only have the materials and the equipment, they also have the expertise. That's what a century of doing business will do for you. It is generational knowledge that has been passed down father to son in this business. A.G. Hines Company, they can really help you with any project you got going, but certainly if it comes to waterproofing your basement or foundation, they are the masters. A.G. Hines Company. Okay. For years, we have spent 99.9% of our showtime talking about football and men's basketball. And every year the emails start, you're sexist, you're baseballist, you just don't want to cover these other sports. The reason we don't cover a lot of the other sports is I'm a businessman and we go where the ratings are. And typically when we talk about anything in NASCAR, golf, anything other than UT football and men's basketball, the ratings dip. It's on you. So stay with us. If I see the ratings dip, we're not going to do this again. But here's what we're going to do. I'm going to ask Lady Vols and baseball, so I don't get any emails this week. Starting with Josh and Mike, let's talk about the Lady Vols. They are projected as an 11 seed in bracketology on ESPN. Are they a lock to make the tournament, and are they dangerous if they make the tournament?
I don't think they're a lock right now. I think they need to win today.
Big game today.
Yeah, it's at Auburn. Auburn's not a very good team. Second half of SEC play has been tougher for the Lady Vols, and the competition got a lot more challenging during that losing streak, for sure. But the last week against Vanderbilt, close call late, and Ole Miss is a historically bad team in the SEC, and Tennessee kind of just cruised through that game. So let's see against Auburn. If they get a win today and win in the SEC tournament one game, then they're a lock for sure. But today, no, they're not.
I agree. This is a really big game today. Auburn's not good, but it's at Auburn. They would feel a whole lot better going to bed tonight if they win at Auburn.
If they get in the tournament, how far can they go?
Well, that's the thing. They're an 11 seed right now, so because the women's tournament is not neutral sites, if you're an 11 seed, you're going to be playing at the court of a 3 seed, for example. So this team hadn't shown this year that they are capable of beating a team like that. I don't think they have a win equal to what they would need to advance on what is not a neutral site.
Yeah, and would it be a 3 seed or 6 seed? 6. It'd still be a higher seed. At this point, you'd be on the road.
They play the 6 and then
3 would be against an 11, or 11 would be against a 3.
They don't have a top 50 win this year, so you're going to have to be top 50 teams if you're going to advance in the tournament.
Stick to baseball.
That's right. Who are you butting in? Always going to get. All right, you get your own question, and you're still lobbing into these guys. All right,
they can butt in.
Tony Vitello's baseball Vols. Everybody's wanting. I haven't been getting emails these last few years about why aren't you covering the baseball ball? They're doing it now because Tennessee's off to an incredible start.
Yeah.
Won again yesterday against George Washington. They have a win over the number 1 team over a team that was number 1 in the country when they beat them. They're undefeated. Mm-hmm. But we've seen this before. Even under Serrano, Tennessee has gotten off to really hot starts in non-conference play. Then they get into the juggernaut that is the SEC, and it becomes, can they make it to Hoover? Tell me why this team is different.
Well, I think there's a bunch of reasons. And last year they started out great, and then they were 14-16 in the SEC, made it to the SEC tournament, didn't have success there, but they made it to the NCAA tournament. So that's an accomplishment, and they backed up the great start in non-conference, even though they weren't as good. I think this year there's a bunch of reasons. Talent, depth, you've got pitching, the schedule is advantageous, and then player development. All those things, I think, are on the rise. You see it more and more each year. They have 12 newcomers, a number of junior college guys that maybe people don't know in terms of name, but they're all contributing. 13 different players have hit home runs so far this year. They only had 10 all of last year. And then the depth of arms. They haven't even had Garrett Crochet, who's going to be a high draft pick in the upcoming draft. He hasn't even pitched yet. He's expected to come back in SEC play. Another very talented left-handed arm, Will Heflin, Camden Sewell. Those are all 3 very good pitchers from last year. They haven't even pitched yet they've had all this great success. So I think you're going to see them be even more competitive in SEC play. They're not going to be the elite in the SEC yet because they're still fairly young. but their junior college players have really helped them. And then the schedule. They don't have Mississippi State, Ole Miss, or Auburn. Last year they had an even more difficult schedule. You don't play those 3 teams who are all really elite teams. I think so. The schedule is a little bit more advantageous. Not easy because it's the SEC, but I think they'll be an above 500 team in conference play, and then even maybe be in the conversation to host a regional.
There you go. All right, very good. And will we hear you on the broadcast?
Yes,
today?
streaming today on ET Sports, but our radio games will start on the Sports Animal starting next week.
There you go. All right. Thank you, Vincenzo. When we come back, we'll be talking about the Vols at the NFL Combine. Wasn't great. Which of these guys is going to have the best NFL career? We'll discuss that and then a little Peyton Manning stuff later on. Come on back on the Sports Source.